everyone, it's Cheryl from Vegan Growth. I'm here today. I finally have my computer back. I'm so excited. My brother, he works with computers. He can do anything and everything with them. He was able to fix it for me. Apparently there was something that was downloaded. I may have accidentally done it unknowingly, and that really was what happened, and he was able to fix it pretty quick, and so I'm so grateful to have the computer back and working, and was sick and tired of using my phone to make my videos. um, but it's okay because I also was dealing with a sick child this week. I was sick for one day, but my daughter was sick this whole week. Um, so, I was not in the mood to make a video at all this week anyway. My daughter ended up, we weren't sure the diagnosis. We checked because she had strep a couple weeks ago, and she had an ear infection earlier in the fall, and this is her first year in school, so um, she's been coming down with sickness a lot more than she ever has before. And I guess that's totally normal when your kids are around kids and there's lots of germs going around. So it is normal, unfortunately, but it does build up their immune system, and so yeah. But she went to the doctor. We went to the doctor twice because um, we were trying to heal her at home, and she had a cough and she had a fever off and on, and she felt nauseous, um, and she would wake up in the middle of the night feeling nauseous, like she was going to throw up, but she never threw up. She was coughing a lot, and she coughed up phlegm. So I'm not sure if it might have been pneumonia, because that was going around with my husband and her friend, but that was way back in December, so I don't really know. Um, and we didn't take an x-ray of her this time, but the doctor did say that her lungs um, sounded fine, but again, my husband, when he got pneumonia, the doctor said his lungs sounded fine, and later that night he ended up in the hospital and in the ICU. So, you never know. But she was given, um, we had tried the humidifier and tried giving her light medicine, but she kept getting worse during the week, and she started eating less and less, and she would wake up, like I said, and so I had taken her to the doctor again, and everything was fine. We didn't take an x-ray, but we ended up, he told me to give her some ibuprofen and try that for 24 hours, and if that didn't work, then he gave me a prescription for a light antibiotic, and if the ibuprofen didn't work, then I could try the antibiotic because she was coughing so much. But he didn't think it was pneumonia because of the way her lungs sounded, and he didn't want to do an x-ray right away because of how young she is. So we tried the ibuprofen, but the next day, she was doing worse, and all she could have was, I was drinking these all week, and different varieties, but she likes the strawberry banana one, so I bought that for her, and she drank a lot of that, and that was all she could keep down on Friday. So I decided to get the prescription filled, and she's doing much better since she's started taking it. So she's been eating really well and healing. So I really hate giving her antibiotics. It kills the immune system, but with each time she's gotten sick, I've tried doing homeopathic medicine and it hasn't worked, so not everything can be cured by homeopathic medicine, unfortunately. Um, anyway, so this video I want to talk just basically about um, kind of a more positive message and just kind of talk about basically having positive thoughts, especially in negative circumstances. I have had major valleys. I've had mountains and been really doing really well, but I have had major valleys in my life where I've um, been in deep dark circumstances. I've been divorced. I've been cheated on. I've had $10 to my name. That was right after with my first husband. I found out he cheated on me and was having an affair, and then the next day I was 9 months pregnant, and I had a horrible night that night. I ended up sleeping over at a friend's, and I had a doctor's appointment to check up with my pregnancy the next day, and the doctor said the next day, um, well, my husband ended up showing up, which was unusual because, I told him that I knew. I had found out like hard evidence by then, um, and so I left him a note and went to work, and ended up coming home and packing a bag and stayed over at my friend's, and it was a really rough night. Um, so I had my mom come over and pick me up, take me to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, I think you need to give birth because basically um, the my daughter hadn't been growing much the past few weeks, and so he felt that she needed to be induced. And I really was against being induced, but he also said, well, you do have the option. If you don't want to be induced, you can do a stress test and we'll see the results from that. And I'm like, yeah, right, I'm not going to pass a stress test. I just found out I was being cheated on for several months, and I was in tears like all night the night before, and my husband was in the room with me when it was kind of a really weird situation. Um, but I just said, okay, let's just do and I'll get induced and have my daughter. So I had her that day, and yeah, that was a pretty deep valley for me. Um, me and my ex-husband, we tried working things out over probably a year and a half. We tried, and I moved back in with him twice, and it didn't work out either time. He was just kind of a jerk, and he didn't want to work on a marriage. He just was one that gave up. So, um, and then after we got divorced, I had $10 to my name. So, and my family took care of me, and it was a depressing time, but I did get over it. I found someone great. I married him, and then I went through another dark valley where 3 months after we got married, he got double pneumonia and the coronavirus, and he had a 10% chance of surviving. Um, he it was a really horrible time in my life. It was like, I had this great thing going for me, and now it's all falling to pieces. So, I know what it's like to have nothing. Uh, I know what it's like to have really hard times going on, and I just want to send a positive message out there to um, let you guys know that I learned a lot from the past, and looking back, I am thankful that I had family supporting me. When I had no money, my parents helped me out so I could get back on my feet, and I stayed and lived with them for a little while, and um, just helped me get back on my feet and get a job and everything. So I've always been blessed with, even though I've gone through rough circumstances, I think of them as blessings in a way because, it led me to my now current husband, and he is an amazing guy. I love him a lot, and he's very caring. He's very smart, um, and he's just a great guy. And he's overcome a lot as well with sickness. So, um, I think it's a good idea for those of you who may be going through a rough patch, if you write down all the positive things that you have going for your life. So a lot of us as Americans or people that live in first world countries, where we have pretty much everything we need. Um, yeah, we have everything we need. um, and we think about what we don't have. We don't have the newest version of the iPhone or whatever phone that is coming out next. And everyone's getting it, and we want to get it as well. Um, we want to get the latest, be trendy and get the latest clothes and fashion, and um, there's all the stuff that we want, but we may not need. So just think about the things that you do have and be grateful for what you do have. I recommend writing down a list. You'd be surprised at, even if you're going through such a hard time, you'd be surprised at how many things you can write down that are positive, that you have going for you, that you have, people that you have in your life, that you have clothing, that you have food, that you have a roof over your head, um, that you're able to watch this video on some computer that you have or phone or whatever it is. Just be thankful for every little thing that you do have, because we want a lot in life, but we may not need it, and we usually don't need it. So, I mean, I first got my smartphone just this year, and I'm 28, and you know, kids that are in high school have smartphones, and it took me years and years and years and years to get a smartphone. Um, so I saved for that, and I'm on a plan where basically I paid off my phone in probably 2 months because I switched carriers, and me and my husband are on a combined plan now where we save a lot of money for our phone bill. And so I basically paid my phone off. It was a little more expensive, but I paid it off in 2 billing cycles. So that was really great. Um, so just, I know that there are valleys that you may go through. I've been in similar circumstances. I've been in really deep valleys, so I know what it's like to be depressed and to feel like you have nothing, but you really do. Write down that list and look it over and be thankful for what God has given you, and it will really kind of turn your perspective around and possibly um, make you happy and think about what you do have instead of what you don't. So, for all of those of you who are going through a rough time, I hope that things get better, and just know that things will get better. they will eventually get better. And uh, hopefully you have people that are in your life that really love you and surround you. So um, I am here, and if anyone needs to talk, you can always leave a comment, and I'm here supporting you guys as well. So I hope you're doing well, and just think about everything that you have, like I said. Be well and have a great week, and hopefully I can get up another video this week. We'll see. So I do have my computer back, so please like and subscribe, and have a great week. Thank you.